And this intelligent nothingness is what turns itself into every single thing, everything, everything, everything. It turns itself into you. It turns itself into the animals. It turns itself into plants and rocks. It turns itself into everything. Every single thing at its basis is nothing but a complex collection of vibrating energy forms and frequencies. That's it. That's it. So science is catching up to this, but that's what we've also termed as spirit. That's spirit, and that's the way mystics have come over the years to try to explain to you, because they can access that level of pure understanding. And this is thousands and thousands of years. In Eastern societies, Eastern philosophies, thousands of years ago, mystics were able to access that alpha frequency, and it's not any more complicated than that. It's being out of your own body, it's being out of here and now, and it's being out of what you think you know, and it's being out of your personal focused tip of the iceberg opinion and experience. It's looking at the broader part of the iceberg. It's joining into a fuller range of information. It's just a different brain frequency, and science has proven now and understands that everything operates at a different frequency. The human brain has a beta frequency, which is a more focused frequency, which sets us sort of apart from other animals and beings that have a brain, because we're able to, that frequency is primarily in the left side of the brain, and it's where we have communication skills and cognitive skills, and it's where we're aware of the right here solid, right here now, this minute, me. I can define me from you. I think. It's where I think about me here. It's where you think about you there. It's where we have math, where we have deductive reasoning, where we bring in things and ponder them around. That's beta. It's focused specifically right here, right now, from my personal point of view. Alpha is a lower frequency, and all this is beats per second. It's just a number of little pulses per second that's happening in your brain. And alpha is more diffused, and you're in alpha often. It's when you're imagining. It's when you're sort of drifting off to sleep. It's when you're not in the right here and now, but you're somewhere else. You're in your thoughts. That's the alpha frequency. And then you have the delta and the theta frequencies, where you're even less involved in this environment. You're definitely less conscious of this moment and you and your place in the world. And that's where sleep is, and that's where unconsciousness is. That's where they put you when they operate on you on the table, or you are drug induced into that level. You are not conscious, and conscious means you're here, you're now, you're thinking, you're using your facilities. Those are just brain frequencies. So everything operates on a frequency. All you have to do is tune yourself to that frequency. So there's nothing you can't know. There's no place you can't be. There's no place you can't go mentally, because our entire world is perceived through our mind anyway. That's all you use. Even when you're thinking, when you're seeing, your eyes are just vibrational interpreters. There's a color spectrum, and most of us can find information about this on the internet, and most of us have had some experience with this in school. Everything is a vibrational frequency. So our eyes pick up a range of frequency. We describe them as color. And blue is a different vibrational frequency than orange. So our eyes pick up all of those vibrations and take them into the brain, and the brain translates those vibrations into something that we can put into language and says blue, leaf, far away, close up. We all pretty much understand that our ears are vibrational translators, that there's a certain vibration, and we know from making music, we know from playing music, we know from radio signals that a vibration moves across our ear, and our eardrum picks it up and sends it to the brain, and the brain translates it. That's what our fingers are. We touch something and we're picking up the vibration of that thing, and our brain translates it. We've taught our brain what that is. Taste is the same thing. So these 5 senses are nothing but giant vibrational interpreters, according to you. But you also have that gut feeling. You have that 6th sense. So it's not something that's outside of you. It's not something that you were born without. We're all born with it. It's how babies interact with the world. Watch a baby. Watch a newborn anything interact with its world. It doesn't have language. It has instinct. And instinct is that 6th sense. It's how you know instantly that you're attracted to someone, or instantly that there's just something about that person that you don't like, you're not comfortable. That's your 6th sense. You can develop that. It's a part of you. I have done that more. There are others that have done that more. And the people that over time, and even right now, have developed that and are more comfortable with that sense, and that's part of the alpha sense. It's part of the alpha frequency. It's part of using it on purpose. It's part of understanding what it is on purpose. You can have that mystical experience, but spirituality has primarily and previously been segregated and separated to that mystical experience and to those who've had it, and we look at them as having an experience that we can't, so we don't understand it. And when you're having that mystical experience and that spiritual experience, and you're in there, you're perceiving on all of your levels, and then trust me, it's a challenge to bring that information back in and explain it with the language tools that we have as human beings. You're trying to explain an experience that does not exist in time and space. It's a sensory experience, and then to translate it and let another human being understand it, you're confined to using the vocabulary of the senses. And it doesn't do it justice. When you're having the mystical experience, it really isn't mystical. It's the way everything works. It's that alpha frequency. You can have it. You can go have your own. You don't need a mystic to have it. So the basis of everything is vibration, and you can prove that to yourself. You can have your own mystical experience. You can understand your own spirituality separate from the hot button of religion. I mean, ooh, you want to clear out a fun cocktail party, bring up the subject of religion and spirituality. It's people are passionate about it, or they're dispassionate about it, or they're afraid of it. So you can develop your own terms of spirituality. You can have your own mystic experience, and then science is being brought into it to demonstrate and prove on some level that mystical experiences happen and spiritual experiences happen. So if we take the whole, which is what we're going to do, exploring, this site is a resource, and I'm fascinated with this. I live in this all the time because I'm a mystic, and I've had these experiences naturally since a child, and I do it professionally. And I don't see science and mysticism and spirituality as separate. I see them as integrated, wonderful, fluid, dynamic parts of the whole. So that's what we're going to do here. And the cool thing is when you understand this and embrace it personally, your life changes, and you can change your life, and you can have whatever life you want.